Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker, kia ora tātou katoa. Just adding to some of the debate this evening, Mr. Speaker, and to some of the comments made already, this bill makes a number of amendments to the Biosecurity Act 1993 to increase penalties for passengers who fail to comply with biosecurity measures. And as we know, biosecurity is an important issue in Aotearoa. The Māori Party is keen to bring to this debate the recognition that Māori have a unique and diverse interest in biodiversity in terms of management of taonga as both kaitiaki and developer. Taonga such as indigenous flora, fauna and resources are greatly valued by Māori. As a treaty partner, tangata whenua seek to be involved in any decisions that may impact on these taonga. Mr. Speaker, the Māori Party is committed to keeping our natural resources and environment healthy, safe and intact for everyone and for future generations. We seek to promote freedom from ecological destruction, and we consider it important to ensure that appropriate investment is made in engaging with Māori in modern biosecurity management. Mr. Speaker, this bill also enables infringement notices, infringement fees and infringement notices to be prescribed by regulations rather than the Act. At a very basic level, the bill increases the fine for passengers arriving in New Zealand who fail to declare that they are in possession of risk goods such as fruit and meat products. The fine increases 100% from $400 to $800. So in the regulatory impact statement in the bill, it suggests that increasing the fine will further improve compliance. In 2008, 17,000 seizures were made, so we are talking about a considerable level of offending. So I'm really interested that there are such a big group of offenders implicated in the bill. I'd be fascinated to know, for example, is it all about smuggling of maybe mango, frangipani flowers or some exotic spices or nuts, or is it because of the failing to declare that the goods which fall into the category of dangerous or at risk are not declared? Are these people New Zealand citizens? As far as we're aware, Mr. Speaker, there is no register of ethnicity information compiled, and so we're at somewhat of a loss to understand particular strategies that might be helpful in addressing the problem. What we know, though, is that in the analysis of New Zealand biosecurity convictions that occurred in the decade between 1999 and 2009, 200 convictions were of New Zealanders, 73 were of Chinese citizens, and the remaining 138 convictions are spread across 29 countries. So we were wondering, for instance, whether passengers are properly informed and advised of their legal obligations and sufficiently assisted. It would be useful to know exactly what role language and literacy issues play in the offending, particularly for people who are from non-English speaking countries. Mr. Speaker, I want to talk further about this aspect of understanding the rights and responsibilities emerging from the Biosecurity Act. This was one of those bills in which the Primary Production Select Committee, I'm told, received no public submissions at all. So I'd have to wonder, sir, is that because there is absolutely no interest in the possession of risk goods across the border, or is it because there is insufficient attention paid to communications? That aside, I was really pleased that the Biosecurity Science Strategy for New Zealand, which was launched in late 2007, made an explicit commitment to engaging more positively with Māori on biosecurity issues. The strategy recognises the importance of mātauranga Māori and its relevance in modern biosecurity management. And in keeping with the strategy, sir, the MAF Biosecurity New Zealand has given a public acknowledgement to develop strong working relationships and networks with key Māori groups and in the planning, the prioritisation and delivery of biosecurity science. This, we say, is a very positive initiative and one which we hope will be able to assist in the delivery and integration of mātauranga Māori, me ona tikanga, into biosecurity science. Mr. Speaker, an important aspect of this will be the impact of the Y262 claim, namely the mātauranga Māori in Taonga, the nature and extent of treaty rights held by iwi and hapu, and indigenous flora and fauna, cultural heritage objects and valued traditional knowledge. So this claim was lodged by 6 iwi in 1991 by the Kuia and Kaumātua of Te Rarawa, Ngāti Kuri, Ngāti Pro, Ngāti Kahununu, Ngāti Wai, and by my colleague Rahui Kātane's father, John Hippolyte of Ngāti Koata. The fundamental core of the claim is the view that Māori knowledge of taonga, including intimate understanding and respect for ngā mokopuna a Ranginui Rawa ko Papatūānuku, flora and fauna. It specifies a key principle of the protection of knowledge and investment in the preservation of these taonga. So as of this time, we've got no indication as to when the report from the Waitangi Tribunal will be released. Closing submissions were heard from third parties, researchers, Crown Research Institutes, bioprospectors, and the Crown in June 2007, and so there is an expectation that the claim will be soon reported back, we hope. The significance of this, Mr. Speaker, is that the cultural integrity of these knowledge systems and cultural practices as articulated in Y262 will be useful in further expansion of biosecurity policies and plans. Mr. Speaker, I want to really place on the record the recognition that Māori are very well positioned to identify biosecurity issues and research needs. This is an area where tangata whenua have developed key expertise and capacity and capability in the field. As such, we would hope that in the implementation of biosecurity procedures and protocols, we would expect full engagement from Māori who will be aware of the potential impacts from incursions of pests, diseases associated with taonga and resources in their particular rohe. So constant communication with MAF Biosecurity New Zealand will allow Māori to build confidence that they will be involved in the decisions that may impact on their taonga. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I'm aware that the Landcare Research has reported this year that New Zealand has been described as one of the weediest countries in the world, with all of these plants introduced either deliberately or accidentally over many years. Apparently there are over 2,000 non-native plants growing in the wild, many of them considered invasive. We need to take every step that we can to value and protect biodiversity to uphold our responsibilities for kaitiakitanga or guardianship of the environment, and to invest in the future where our unique flora and fauna is no longer at threat of extinction. To that extent, sir, we will support this bill at third reading.
No further